Yeah. And so we are here. It appears that it's time to kick off this thing. And everything is going to be all right. We wing it and we bring it kind of hard. We ain't trying to go soft. We about to go off the loft that we stay in. It's kind of fresh. You see it? Yeah. Look at this couch. Yeah, it's going to be it. It's going to be the best thing that you ever heard. We coming through with a bunch of tech nerds, and it's going to be all right. We do this thing on Thursday night, throwback Thursday night. Yeah, let's get real about relationships. We're going to talk about this crazy type of crazy shit tonight on the what? And it's the daily go get mism show, and we talking about how open are open relationships. What do you know about being in an open relationship? Now, that's probably something that most of us haven't been in, but it's something that definitely exists. And so we're going to take a look at it tonight. Open relationships. That's a relationship where two or more people are involved with each other, but they are free to see other people. So what we're going to talk about is how free to see other people are they? Like, if you're in an open relationship, are you even in a relationship as we know it? Like, what's the point of being in an open relationship if you can do what you want and who you're with? I don't know, but we're going to talk about it tonight and see how it goes. The flow is kind of crazy, energetic, or lazy. Yo, none of that stuff is coming on through, and we're going to do what we got to do. You come too, and I want you to bring a couple of friends with you. And I asked, why not? I asked, how come you got 2 or 3? That's what you got. But that's only, that's your business. What you do with yourself and your own kids and your own ways, well, that's your business. And I ain't got nothing to do with it. But I'm going to ask a couple of questions and through with it. Yo, that's how it's going down tonight on the Daily Go Getimism show. How open is an open relationship? What do you know about being in an open relationship? Now, I mean, I know a lot of people are probably not going to express that they have been in one or that they are in one. But you never know. You never know. Stranger things have been known to happen. You have people who swing, swingers and all of that, wife swapping, things like that. And they don't seem to have a problem divulging, admitting, or talking about what they do. They feel proud of what they do. They think that it works. They feel that it's the best way for them. And really, who can say that it's not? Who can say that they shouldn't be doing what they're doing? What's up, Acid? What's up, Acid X Touch? All up in the house. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming on through. Appreciate you. I said I appreciate you. Yeah, but we talking about being in an open relationship. Like, do you think that you could get into a relationship where it's you and your girl or you and your man, and they're free to see whoever they want to see, and so are you? Now, a lot of times in these kind of situations, it's an open relationship, but a lot of times it's only open on one side. I've seen this. It's only open on one side. In other words, one person is seeing whoever they want to see, and the other person is pretty much faithful to that person who is seeing whoever they want to see. Now, it sounds unfair. It sounds unbalanced. It doesn't sound like something. We good, yeah? We good. We all right? Y'all hear me all right? We straight? We are we good? You know I'm seeing some suspect. You know what? I can test it. Let me see. Make sure we all right. Some suspect. You know what? Oh yeah, no, we good. We good on the audio. We good on the audio. Yeah, I've seen a situation where a couple claimed to be in an open relationship, but only one person was interested in seeing other people. So really, it was just a situation where one person was enabling the other person to do whatever they want to do, and I guess they were okay with it. But are you ever really okay with it? You know what I mean? Are you okay with it? I guess if you're not in that situation, probably the way that you're going to look at a situation like that is like, nah, that ain't it, Chief. That ain't that deal. but you never know. There are probably situations and circumstances that might make that kind of attractive to you. You know how people who cheat on their spouses, cheat on they women, cheat on they man, whatever. People always say, well, why cheat? Why don't you just break up with them and just see whoever you want to see? And it's an interesting. Every time I hear somebody say that, I'm thinking like, if they were interested in just being single and seeing whoever they wanted to see, that's what they would have done. That's not what they're interested in. They already had a chance to do that. They want the person that they're with, and they want whoever they want to be with on the side. And, when it comes to having things on the side, sometimes a side chick or a side dude might be getting the lion's share of the time and emotions and all kinds of stuff. So when you start talking about an open relationship, if you're in an open relationship, are there rules to this thing? Because I know swingers. I know a little something about swinging and wife swapping. I've never done it, and I ain't. We good. I'm not into nothing like that, but I know people who have done it. I've known people who have happily done it, and they say that there are rules to that kind of thing. We can go over that kind of stuff. We can get into it. We can definitely get into it. What's going on, Anthony? How you feeling? Okay, hold on. Anthony says, what's up, son? An open relationship is the first step in a failed relationship. You know what? We might have to rap about that, because think about it. If it's open from the beginning, well, first of all, we got to find out, is it even a relationship? Like, are we talking about a relationship? When you start talking about an open relationship, are you talking about a relationship at all? That's what we got to find out. So we're going to look into that, and then we can start building and adding on and finding out what's good. Acid says, as a Christian man, I personally don't agree with open relationships, but everyone is free to their own beliefs. Okay. And he also says, I believe open relationships are just a way to make good light for cheating in a relationship. I'm not going to argue with that. Not at all. Anthony says, honestly, what's the point of being in a relationship if it's going to be open? I think if you're cheating, you're a coward who can't break it off. Well, that's the thing. Cheaters don't want to break. They don't want to be by themselves. They don't want to be single. They want to cheat. You know what I mean? Like one of the biggest misconceptions or biggest misunderstanding about people who cheat is people think that people cheat because they really just want to see a bunch of people uncontested. And that's not it. They want the comforts at home. They want the comforts of home, but they want the comforts of away too. Having your cake and eat it too. It's like that. My people, Star Smurf in the my people's in the crib. Yo, thanks for coming through and coming to where I live, and I appreciate every time you come by. I appreciate all three of y'all. Yeah, let's get fly. I hope that we can have this talk and we can go somewhere and we can walk this walk and we can find out how things go. Even if it don't apply to me and you, we can still learn a little, yo. And everything is going to go the way it goes. And we going to do this thing with our 10 toes down on the ground, and we stand up strong, sort of like a tree, the branches, and that's me and you. And we do what we came to do, and everything is going to be all right. Let's get the crew all involved. Show a little love. It should be a few more lights on the board right now. Yeah, right above the head. You can see it right there with the head. You know what I'm talking about. Listen to this, what I said. Please, as we come into the room, make sure you hit the like button. If I have 3 people commenting, I figure I should have 3 likes. Is that asking for too much? You know what I mean? Like, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Like, okay, all right. We got 3 people in the chat. We should have 3 likes. Appreciate you. All right. Star says, I feel like open relationships are for people who don't want to be committed, but just hope you're not eating the cat. because that's the community water fountain, and it's not personal, and it's not no personal water bottle anymore. Ooh, yeah, they done broke the seal on that thing. They done broke the seal on that thing. Star also says, I'm honored. I'm honored, man. Me showing up. You get you got son to drop a few bars. Yeah, I mean, we gonna drop a few more. We dropped a few before. We gonna drop a few more. We gonna see what's good and what's open, what it's hitting for. Now, it's funny. It's funny because like I said, I've known people who was in open relationships, and I've seen open relationships that was only open on one side. Yeah, it wasn't always open on both sides. So the relationship, if you call yourself being in an open relationship, that means both parties that are involved are free to see whoever they want. But from what I understand, there are still rules to this game. Like, you may be able to see whoever you want, but there may be some kind of restrictions on how you see them. For example, like in the swinging community, even though they are free to have sex with each other. And by the way, I see we have a caller on the line. Caller with the last numbers 7619. Hold on a second. We gonna come and grab you. You came through early. You know what I mean. But we gonna handle that. So I'll be with you in just a minute. Yeah, I've seen it to where okay, like in the swinging community, you might be able to have sex with somebody else, but maybe you're not allowed to have unprotected sex. Now, how you going to know? Or they have rules like, all right, you can have sex, but you can't have oral sex. Like, that's only our thing. So, yeah, no going down. You can't go down on them. They can't go down on you. That's only for me and you. That's our bond. That's the glue that keeps us together. So no matter what you do, so I'm like, all right. So let's say you're not able to have oral sex with the person that you're swinging with. Are you saying that they can do anal? You know what I mean? Now it might be a case where they say no anal, no oral, no anal, just straight sex. Matter of fact, you can't even hit it from the back. Matter of fact, you can't hit it from the back. I said, matter of fact, you can't hit it from the back because I said so. Yeah, you be under attack if I find out that you can't hit it doggy style. I'ma go crazy. Yeah, rugged and wild. And I don't know how I'm going to know, but people be talking. So if I hear it, then I'm going to get my spirit all into this thing. And I'm going to make the bell ring. And I don't want the bell tolled or who is old enough to get into this thing. I know it's tough. And I'm talking about this thing right now. It's kind of rough. I know it gets kind of crazy when you start talking about adult situations bringing you frustrations. And we can't tell nobody else what to do, but we can decide what's better for me and better for you. And it's all personal. It's all love. I ain't talking about you. You ain't trying to be above the fray where we do this thing today. We going to talk about this subject tonight and do it our way. So let's get into it. All right. Anthony says, was it open on the man's side or the woman's side? Of course, it was the man's side. So he was doing this thing. He was sticking and moving. He was doing whatever he wanted to do. And she was more like, yeah, I'm allowed to, but I'm not really interested in that. So in a situation like that, of course, anybody who would know about it would look at it like, oh, he's really just taking advantage of the chick. So she really likes him, and she's probably hoping to be with him exclusively one day. So she's just letting him sow his wild oats or do whatever he wants to do. In hopes that one day that he'll get tired of whatever's out there, or maybe she thinks that her love will finally change him, develop him, and make him stop doing what he was doing. Good luck with that. What up, wet? Jeremy Lakes says, where the beads at? We about to do the beads in a minute. We're gonna do the beads and then we gonna get on the phone. Star Small says she's gonna end up doing all that and then some, because the man's not gonna be there to enforce the rules. Word. Listen, man. Listen. I done seen a whole lot of trifling, crazy, unorthodox, like what the hell was that type of stuff in my life. And y'all probably have seen a whole lot of crazy stuff too. Now, what goes on behind closed doors between a man and a woman, all kinds of stuff goes down with a man and a woman. So tonight is Throwback Thursday. Let's get real about relationships Thursday. So we're gonna handle this situation. Are open relationships really relationships at all? Are open relationships really relationships at all? If y'all would like to call into the show, if you want to get on the microphone, if you want to express yourself, if you want to ask a question, tell a story, make a statement, I invite you to call in. The number to call is area code 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, 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 y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 319-527-6199, baby. Call 319-527-6199. Press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak. And then I will call you out by the last 4 digits of your telephone number. You can rock on and do the damn, do the damn thing. All right. So Star says she going to end up doing all that. And then, okay. All right. And Anthony says that's exactly what was going on. I feel for the woman. Yeah. Hey, man, look. All right, let's go ahead. Put the uniform on. Let's put the uniform on and get this thing popping. We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. We talking about open relationships tonight. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are y'all ready to have this talk? Y'all ready to have this conversation? Are you ready to wear the struggle beads? Are you ready to put the struggle beads on? Are you ready to get it on? Are you ready to choose one of the 3? Are you ready to be down with the D show? Which one y'all want to wear? Y'all want to wear the one on the left? Y'all want to wear this one? Do you want to wear the one in the middle? That's this one. Or do you want to wear the one on the right? All right. Anthony says right out the gate. What up, Daniel Mitch? Jeremy says middle. All right, we got one for right. We got one for middle. All right. So this is the one. This is the one on the left. This is the one in the middle. And this is the one on the right. So Star says right. Anthony says right. Jeremy says middle. If I get one more for the right, then the right is how it's going to go. All I need is one more. And then the right is how it go. Dimples D's is all up in the house. What up, Dimple? What up, Dimples? Thanks for coming on through. I appreciate you. Which one? You said the right? All right, then the right one. The right one. That was easy. So here's the right. It's the Chris. Is it the Christian right? Is that what it is? You know what I mean? All right. Stick your neck out, man. Come on, get ready. You know what I'm saying? Put this thing on you. You know what I mean? You looking good. Yeah, y'all looking good right now. Y'all looking good. Y'all looking real good right now. You know what I mean? It's popping out there. All right, here, let's go. Let's get it popping. All right. All right. Yes, we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting. Take a screenshot. Y'all looking good, looking hot. Take a screenshot. You're thinking on when you're not. Screenshot. Yo, make sure you take a picture. Make sure that you see that whoever with you is going to be like, yo, I was looking good tonight. Never seen the cow bones look right. And everything is going to be all good. We wear cow bone necklaces just like we should. And if you don't rock the cow bones, don't have your own, you got to do this thing right now. Don't be alone. Everything is gonna be okay. Yeah, ladies, y'all looking beautiful, looking lovely, looking sweet, looking sexy, looking gorgeous. Brothers, look at y'all looking handsome, looking suave, looking debonair, looking smooth tonight. You know what I mean? You got them cow bones, man. You might have on a pair of gators, man. Gators and ostrich. You know what I mean? You might be rocking an ostrich tonight. You know what I'm saying? Looking good. Looking good. Ain't nobody gonna be running. Ain't nobody gonna be fighting tonight. You know what I'm saying? You got on your hard bottoms, baby. You got on your hard bottoms. Everything good? Everything good. All right, let's go. Let's go. So we talking about, is an open relationship really a relationship? How open is an open relationship? What y'all know? What do you know about being in an open relationship? This is crazy. So let's go. Let me see. Herman, what's that? Herman Bybit says, whose unk is this? Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. Whoever unk I am, you know, we not blood related. Everything good. But you can hang out. You might dig this. All right, like I said, man, we have a caller on the line. So we're gonna see what the caller is talking about. Caller with the last number 7619. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind tonight?
Hey, I just thought it was pretty fucking crazy that I saw this, because I mean, like, I saw you were talking about swingers as well.
Well,
relationships, and the crazy thing is, me and my wife are swingers.
Oh yeah,
and I just wanted to point out the quick thing: swingers and open relationships are two big, very different things.
Mm-hmm.
And I can explain to you if you'd like to know how the differences are.
Okay, go ahead. Explain.
So, open relationships, that's basically just free will, do whatever the fuck you want in my mind. That's how I've always seen it. Now, for me and my wife, we call it controlled cheating. It is controlled cheating. We do not let anybody else that we sleep with be considered in a relationship with us, because that's not how it is. It is a temporary thing. Maybe we'll go back to them once or twice, but it's not permanent. It is not a relationship. It is controlled. It all has to do with conversation and us two talking.
Okay.
That's how that goes. That is the biggest difference.
Okay. So how can you call it cheating if you know that what the other person is doing? Because the thing about the word that makes cheating what it is the deception part. It can't be cheat if your partner knows your hand, you can't call it a cheating. You can't call it a cheat because they knew what you were doing.
Now you make a fair point there, and that is, I never really thought of it that way. You know, I never really did think about the actual definition, but either way, we consider it a controlled, I guess not cheating now, because I guess you are right about that, but a controlled interaction, I guess.
Okay.
That's how we see it. We talk about it, we make it clear, and we make sure we're both comfortable with it, but we never consider it a relationship whenever somebody sleeps with somebody else. Me and her are married. We've been married for 3 years. We love each other. We are staying at a swingers club temporarily, but we never consider a relationship when we sleep with somebody else, ever.
Okay, so how long? When did y'all start swinging? After y'all got married or before you got married?
Well, we got married because we started swinging. We were dating for about 6-7 months. We both kind of kept it in for a while. We didn't really want to talk about it because we felt wrong for it. And then one day she admitted to me that was something she was into. And that's what I mean. Like, communication is really key to all of that. And without that, it's not going to work out. And I wanted to try it, and I figured I'd try it. I tried it. I enjoyed it. She was okay with that. We communicated it. We figured out, hey, we're both in this together. And then we got married.
Okay. So is it safe to say that both of y'all had your eye on somebody else, or y'all were both interested in having more of a open relationship, even, you know, at the on-site of your marriage?
Well, we never really knew much about open relationships. We didn't really even hear. I don't think either of us really even heard about what an open relationship was. We just considered it swinging back then. But now that I think back on it, no, I don't think either of us would want something in an open relationship, because I see a very big difference. I feel like an open relationship is somebody willing to be dating multiple people at once, fully dating, fully committed to multiple people. And neither of us are willing to do that, to be fully committed to somebody else, especially since we're married. So we won't do that before or after the marriage.
Okay. Now, what I know an open relationship to be, first of all, swinging is a form of an open relationship. It may not be fully it may not be fully open because if you're legally married, then there is a legal commitment there. You know what I mean? But the law controls
Yeah.
your legal union. It doesn't control your emotional union. It doesn't have anything to do with that. If you notice
Yeah.
in your marriage vows and your wedding vows, it says absolutely nothing about love. Nothing. Not one word.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
okay. So what I'm trying to figure out is if you are fully committed to somebody starting out, like you know how it is when you fall in love with somebody, you really, really like spending time with them. You really appreciate the things that they do. You think about them often. You want to do things that satisfy them, please them. And when it comes to sex, you want to make sure that you satisfy them all the time. You want to make sure that they're good, you're good, and even though the relationship may not be built on sex, the biggest thing about us when you start talking about swinging, you really are just talking about sex. When you're talking about an open relationship, you could be talking about sex or emotions. So that's kind of like the thing. But the thing about it, I would imagine that not all open relationships are the same. I would imagine that the people that I know who have been in open relationships have had rules to their open relationships just like swingers do. So there are a lot of similarities.
Yeah. I think now that you really do mention it, I feel like open relationships, what it sounds like is it's really just a general overview of a bunch of different variables. It could be a bunch of different things, but I feel like there are different parts to an open relationship, and swinging is one part of it.
Yeah.
But there are rules and restrictions for swinging, at least in my current relationship. And like you said, all open relationships are different, but a lot of them I do not agree with. And I feel like you can't be in a really, because that was the kind of man put at this video too. I feel like you should not, I can't say you can be because everyone can do what they want, but you should not be in a relationship where your partner and yourself can just go fuck with whatever, go fuck with whoever. I don't think that's right. I think that is completely horrible because eventually that's going to hurt you. That's going to hurt you. That's going to hurt them in the long run. They're going to grow up, be old, and think back and say, oh shit, I wish I committed to something. I wish I committed to somebody because now look at me. Look at my body count. How many people have I fucked? That's the kind of shit I feel like people are going to be thinking to do that. And even me, I can't say much. I'm a swinger. But at least I have committed to somebody. And that's my whole thing on that.
Okay, so I'm wondering how if you start off exclusive with somebody, how do you gradually say that it's okay for us to not be mutually exclusive? Like, okay, we love each other, but we can still have sex with others. How does that start off? Like, how does that conversation? What kind of wavelength does a couple have to be on when they when they agree on that situation?
Well, for me, it was really easy because both of us were into that sort of thing. Well, for me, I didn't start out being into that, but it was something that I easily came to. But in speaking for friends that I have that have been in the same situation, they're married, they do this. I've met them here at the swinger home I'm at. They talk about the same way. They talk to their partner about it. Neither of them knew that they were into that, but it took through a lot of communication and a lot of verbal abuse. I've heard it hurts. It is not fun to talk about with your partner. It's like telling your partner you've been cheating on them. It does not feel good. But after a while, they fought through it. They got there and they came to terms with each other. And I've heard it's not fun. It's not nice. It's not easy. It takes time. like everything takes time, but it also takes communication. That's the main key part that I take away from everything, pretty much communication.
Okay. Now, okay. So when you first met your wife, did you have any idea that she was interested in swinging?
No clue.
Okay.
I mean, I had a few glimpses. I had a few thoughts, like maybe she would be into something like that, but not really. Because I mean, like she was so sweet. She didn't seem like that kind of person.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now you said that the rules that y'all have set up say that you can only have sex with the person that you're swinging with. You can't there can't be any emotions. There can't be in a relationship. You know, I guess that would entail like no phone calls on the low, no texting, no inboxing, no meetings. You know, no secret meetings, no interaction besides wham bam, thank you, man. I guess.
Well, it really, we only really ever do this when we're at the club. And basically, the club that we're at, it's a big area, a bunch of swingers come and hang out. My wife will basically come up to me. She'll tell me, hey, I'm going to go have some fun. It's like almost saying, hey, I'm going to go to the bar. I'm going to go drink tonight. But she's like, hey, I'm going to go have some fun. We make it clear. Whoever she's fucking, they have to wear a condom. She only goes raw with me. They have to be safe. Everything's going to be safe. She makes it clear. There's no emotions in it. I'm fine with her going back and seeing somebody twice, 3 times if she really enjoys it. Because, you know, that's happiness is another key takeaway for me. If she enjoys it, I mean, like, go for it. Just like I enjoy it. I mean, shit. That's why I'm there.
Okay.
And it's like, but there are rules to it. There are a lot of rules to it.
So, and you listen, man. You know, I don't want to make you uncomfortable, whatever. You don't have to answer any questions that you don't feel comfortable with.
Oh, you're good. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to answer questions, pretty much, and talk about it.
All right. So you're okay with the thought that another man, you know, dug your wife out that night? Like, do y'all like if she has sex with a man that night, do y'all ever come home and have sex with each other after that?
I mean, like, it's got to be clean. We both take showers after some shit like that. But I mean,
Well,
like,
yeah.
I know it sounds fucked up, and I know it's like it sounds really weird. But I mean, like, I don't know. It's just how things have gone. I guess we both enjoy fucking. I mean, like, we both want to explore, but it's a mutual thing, and we make sure after I'm done with somebody, I go get clean. If she's done with somebody, she goes get clean. But there's always protection involved. There's always something. We make sure it's good and safe.
Mm-hmm. Now, if I was involved in something like this, here's what my concern would be. Okay, so even though maybe you and your wife, y'all clean, y'all have thought this out, y'all thought it through. You know, y'all have y'all rules down. Maybe y'all follow y'all rules. But at a swingers club, what's your trust level with everybody else? Like, how do you know somebody else who's at the swingers club is not reckless? You know, there's some people who go to the swingers club who are not in a couple. They just in there to take advantage of the swinging. You know what I mean? So, like,
well. Mm-hmm. Here at the club that we're at, we have a room for people who are not in couples.
Okay.
We have a certain area that they stay in who are not for couples and only for other single people. And most people in the club that I'm at, it's not an easy club to get into. Most people here at the club I'm at, we all know each other. We're all friends, or some of us not friends, but we're all respectful to each other.
Okay.
I guess in a way.
Yeah.
But we keep singles away from couples to keep any problems from that happening.
Okay. But even as a couple, how can you be sure that a couple is on the level? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just curious. I'm not saying that they aren't. I'm not saying that they are. But, you know, like, you even with you and your wife, you can only be sure of exactly how you feel and what you do. You know, like, even with her, So
that's another big takeaway is like trust. You know, you gotta learn to trust your partner, trust your wife, trust your husband, and have communication again. Because without that, there's not going to be any trust. That's my whole. That I think that is the biggest thing in a swingers club. It's trust and communication. If you don't trust your wife, you're not going to enjoy it here.
Right. Okay, so
there's no guaranteed way of knowing that something's not going to go wrong or no feelings are going to get caught, but you can trust that nothing's going to happen.
Okay, how about this? Okay, so y'all are allowed to be able to have sex with somebody. Are you allowed to kiss that person?
No, that switches from people to people. I mean, my wife is okay with it. I'm personally not okay with it. But, I mean, like, I don't do it. She doesn't do it because she knows I'm not okay with that. And I don't do it because, I mean, like, I'm not okay with that. But some people are fine with that stuff. It really just depends on the couple or the person.
Yeah. And the reason that I asked that is that, you know, maybe, you know, like, if somebody they might need the kiss in order to get aroused. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
I don't trust that shit. I'm not trying to catch nothing. I don't do that shit. You know, protection is one thing, but there's also protection of the mouth, and I think that's something that people don't really think too much into.
For real. So, I mean, yeah, the mouth is a dirty place. You know what I mean? But and also kissing lends a certain amount of intimacy. You know what I'm saying? So I know people who perform oral, but they won't kiss. You know what I'm saying? Something about the kiss. I don't know. You know, it turned the frog into a prince, so I guess there's something to it. But okay. So all right. So and your wife doesn't have any reservations about you. She doesn't fear that you're gonna fall in love with one of these swinger chicks that you messing with.
No, she doesn't. I mean, I've made it clear to her that I'm not, and I know myself that I'm not. And we've just built a level of trust over the years. I mean, we both know we're not going to do something like that, and I completely trust her with my whole heart. I mean, we spent the last 3, almost 4 years together now.
Okay.
So she knows.
Okay, and you've never, and before your wife, you've never participated in swinging before, right?
I have not. Nope.
Mm-hmm. All right. So as we were talking about open relationships, now what would separate an open relationship from what you do is, like I said before, the fact that you're married, you know, and in a committed relationship. There are people who are in what they call a committed relationship, but they are also in an open relationship. So they may consider themselves to be girlfriend and boyfriend, but they're able to see other people, date other people, go out with other people. And I guess they have to have a conversation about the whole sexual thing. But and I imagine that of course sex is involved. Now I don't know if they all have, like, the people that I know who have been in open relationships, they've shared some things. They may not share all things, which is understandable. I mean, their business is their business. But just for them to share the fact that they were in an open relationship always made me question how close they were or how much in the relationship that they were in. Now, relationship is any person that you know, anybody that you have a relationship with. So you may have a loose relationship with some and a closer relationship with others, but it's still a relationship. The question becomes, like in a situation where it is fully open, like the woman is able to see, other men, the man is able to see other women. I've always wondered how they come together and are closed with each other. Like when they're together, do they enjoy each other? Do they appreciate each other? Is there a trust factor involved? Or are they actually both looking for something else, but settling on each other for now? You know what I mean? Sort of sort of like an arranged marriage.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't have chosen each other, but we here.
Yeah, what I see with most of these open relationships now is like it's a one-sided thing. I feel like most of the time only one person in the relationship is comfortable with doing that. I feel like the other person is just kind of trapped because they don't want to be alone. That's my main takeaway on that. I feel like one person just does it because they want to be able to cheat and they want to be able to do this and do that, and they don't want to have to be alone after something goes wrong. So they say, hey, we're in an open relationship. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. You can do whatever the fuck I want because I don't really care that much about you.
Well,
but you know, go fuck who you want. I feel like that's how a lot of them will go.
And you would think that, but if you are in a relationship enough to be able to even call it an open relationship, maybe there's something there. Maybe there is a certain level of closeness that outsiders don't understand or they're not privy to. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking like, if it's just somebody that you messing around with, you know, maybe you dig them, but you don't dig them enough to be with them. So, you know, y'all just sticking and moving. That's one thing. You wouldn't say that you're in an open relationship. You would say that we're not in a relationship at all. We just having fun. We see each other when we see each other, and that's that. But if you are in a relationship enough to say or make the declaration that we are in an open relationship, then I'm thinking that y'all have had a conversation about this. Like, listen, I just, you know, maybe the man said, well, you know, I like you a lot and I really want to be with you. And maybe I want to be with you by, you know, just exclusively one day, but I got to get this shit out of my system. Or maybe I have something going on over here that I'm not finished with, but I really want to be with you. You know, like there are a whole lot of questions or a lot of different scenarios that might fit this situation, but yeah, for people who aren't in an open relationship, I could understand how they would have nothing but contempt for it. Like what kind of relationship is an open relationship? Because in American culture, we value we've been conditioned to think more of on a monogamy level, you know. So speaking of monogamy, so since you and your wife are swingers, do you consider yourselves to be monogamous? Because monogamy is more than just having sex.
Could you explain to me what monogamy is?
That's what I'm saying. Now, monogamy is more than just sex. You understand? Like, monogamy is your relationship with other people. You know, so it's like if you're in a monogamous relationship, then you're not carrying on a relationship with anybody else. Then now that could be sexual, physical, emotional, or whatever. That, you know, y'all monogamous. You don't have another boyfriend. You don't have another wife or another spouse or anything like that. But I would imagine that there are probably some levels of monogamy that aren't talked about as much. So I might see monogamy in terms of, it's just me and my girl, and that's just the way it is. But it might be another form of monogamy for other people. Because so with you and your wife, you are married, you're legally married, and y'all love each other and y'all trust each other, but y'all have sex with other people in a controlled environment. But would you still consider yourself to be monogamous, or is there another word for this?
Well, since there are other definitions and everybody takes it differently on what a monogamous is, I would not consider me or my wife to be monogamous. Now, I can only speak for myself. She has her own opinion on this. I can't tell her what to think. But me, myself, I consider myself to not be then.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. But you consider yourself to be monogamous, right?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay. All right.
No.
All right.
And I only say that because there are so many different understandings for what a monogamist is. If there was one thing, which is just specifically two people in a relationship, a wife and a husband, or husband, whatever the fuck. They are only having sexual interactions with other people, and there's no feelings involved. I would, if that was the actual definition of monogamous and there wasn't any other forms, then yeah, I would be. But since there are so many different definitions and so many ways to take that, I do not consider myself one.
Okay. And that's cool. That's cool. I mean, because I would imagine that it takes a certain level of self-discovery and a certain level of honesty, self-honesty in order to be able to thrive in this situation in the first place. And you may have reached a level of trust. You and your wife may have reached a level of trust that is unattainable by other people who are not in this situation or who wouldn't be attracted to a situation like this. You know what I mean? For a lot of people, it would seem to them like your wife, like you're not enough for your wife and your wife is not enough for you. But of course.
Yeah, and me and my wife have both had feelings like that at one point. I mean, we have. And that's something I want to tell to anybody who is listening to this. If there are other people listening to this right now, don't just sit around and have those thoughts. You need to talk to them about it. You need to communicate and get those thoughts out, because me and my wife have a perfect relationship. We're both happy. We're both thriving, not just living. We are thriving because we have been able to talk and have a good trust. And I think that's something everybody needs to do. You don't have to be a swinger. You don't have to be in an open relationship. You just need to sit down, talk to them, and have trust. And if that doesn't work out, shit, you might have to find you somebody else. Maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak for anybody else, but you got to have trust.
Okay. So with this, do you think that you and your wife will ever grow tired of this swinging situation?
We've talked about this, and I feel like eventually maybe. But right now, and for the foreseeable future, probably not from what we're thinking.
Mm-hmm. Do y'all have children?
No, we do not. If we would not ever want to be, we've considered having children. We are still planning on it eventually. We would never want to have children in an environment like this or with parents who do something like this.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
We think about it. Like we don't want our kids to grow up having to think that their parents were fucking other people, because in today's society, people see that in a very bad light and in a very bad way, and we don't want kids thinking that.
Right.
We don't want our children thinking that and our children knowing that.
Yeah, well, would your children? How would your children know? It's not like they. It's not like they coming over the crib. You know what I mean? You know.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we also live here at the club, so it's like it would be difficult to have children and live here at the same time. So there wouldn't be much of being able to hide it from them.
Do you live in a like a small town where a lot of people know each other or something like that?
No, we go to a club. I don't want to disclose which club.
No.
It's a big popular one.
You don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I would never ask you to do that.
It's like think of like a country club almost. It's gated area. Real nice. There are living for longtime members, and we live here fully. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
The reason I asked,
it's home for us.
The reason I asked if you live in a small town is because I'm thinking like in an area, let's say you lived in a burb somewhere in a small town, maybe 5,000 residents, let's say, you know what I mean? A really small town.
Yeah.
You know, there's a good chance that you're going to see other people who may have gone to that club. But the club doesn't necessarily have to attract people from that town. It may be people from outside of the town who come into the town, you know, to be able to keep their privacy, whatever. Like, yeah, I go over, you know, in the next 3 towns over. I drive. Me and my wife, we drive 75 miles to go to the swingers club because we ain't trying to hear nobody. Yeah, I mean, we ain't trying to run into none of our coworkers and shit.
We always have outsiders come in, and we are always welcome to have them here.
Mm-hmm.
But that happens a lot. We get outsiders a lot. We go by outsiders and insiders, because I mean, like, we got people who have been here for a long, long time. People who are traveling from far distances to get here. We've had people travel from states to get here to this specific location.
Okay.
They want to come experience the lifestyle, and it's more of like a lifestyle, you know.
It is a lifestyle.
Come chill. They want to have fun, and they want to enjoy themselves, and we are all for enjoying yourself. That's what we're all for.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Now, swinging, wife swapping, those are considered lifestyles. I think it's interesting that being in an open relationship is not really considered a lifestyle. It's just something, it just seems to be something that somebody does, but I've never heard it called a lifestyle. What do you think about that? Like, what stops that from being a lifestyle, but qualifies swinging and wife swapping and whatever else? What qualifies that as a lifestyle? I think I know one thing.
Like I said before, I feel like it's because open relationships are more of like an overview kind of thing with a bunch of different variables, like swinging and all that shit. But I've also seen shit where there's people who are like, what do you call them? It's like almost like bisexuals or whatever you call it. But it's a certain thing, a certain sexuality they have where they're fine with, you're like poly something. They're polyamorous. Polysexual.
Polyamorous.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that shit.
And I feel like that's another reason that it's not considered a lifestyle, because it's more of like a sexuality to a lot of people.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, what I was thinking about swinging being considered a lifestyle versus an open relationship being considered a lifestyle is because swinging involves other people. There's a community. You know what I'm saying? When you're in an open relationship, it's just you and whoever you're in that relationship with. Like there are no other parties involved. I don't even know if you have to tell the person that you are messing around with in the open relationship. I don't know if you have to share that. Like, yeah, I got a girl, but we in an open relationship, so we good.
Yeah.
And you don't believe me? We can call her.
I agree with that, dude. Yeah, I think you're right on that. That is definitely another reason. I do believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, like we are a community. We almost everybody here. We all pretty much know each other. Like I said, we're all pretty much friends. Some of us maybe not, but that does make it a lifestyle. You do know other people. Open relationships, you kind of just you may not know the other people, your girlfriend or wife or whoever is seeing, and that is definitely a big difference.
Okay, so if you had to guess, as far as the woman is concerned, if you had to guess, or if you know for sure, what's the toll that it takes on her psyche? And now let me make sure I make myself clear with this and explain myself.
Okay.
I'm not saying most women are conditioned to be monogamous and faithful and all that kind of stuff. Not that they all are, but that's their conditioning. You know what I mean? Like most people tell them that that's the way it's supposed to be. Now the women who have been faithful, I'm sure that they have fantasized about what it would be like to be with another man that they may have been attracted to, either before the relationship, during the relationship, or whatever. You know what I mean? But for a woman to be able to go out and explore that attraction and take it to that level, like on some old 50 Shades of Grey shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that that's therapeutic for her?
I feel like it is definitely therapeutic for my wife. It's or less of therapeutic, more of fulfilling, and her being able to do things that she's always wanted to do, or ever always thought of being able to do. I don't think the same for all women. I feel like if a woman is thinking about it, she's not considering it or anything, then she probably shouldn't do it. Or if a woman is in a committed relationship with somebody that somebody that does not want to do something like that, don't do it. That's my takeaway from it on that. But it's like for women and their boyfriends or husbands who are both okay with it, they can both benefit from it. Women and men, they can both mentally benefit from it and fulfill the things that they've wanted to do. Because that's what life is all about. It's also about fulfillment and thriving and doing things that you always wanted to do, maybe never had the opportunity to do.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's an interesting thing, like I kind of wish we had somebody who had either been in an open relationship or is one or is in one, and because I'm curious about the level of satisfaction that they may both have. Like sometimes even getting what you want doesn't give you the satisfaction that you thought you might get from it. It's sort of like you might get what you want, but you might not want what you got. You know what I'm saying? One of those things like that, like buyer's remorse without having to pay nothing. You know what I mean? So, but it can still take an emotional toll on you or whatever. And at the end of the day, I'm always curious about people's emotional toll. Like it's not what you do, it's how you can deal with whatever you've done, because that's what kind of separates. That's what separates a murderer and a serial killer. Like, wait a minute, a murderer, like, all right, yeah, I did this one thing, all right, but we good. You know what I mean? A serial killer is like, shit, I'm about to do this shit again. This shit is like cigarettes. You know what I mean? This shit is fucking crazy. Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah, you got a lot going on, but I really appreciate you calling in. I really do, because
yeah, I appreciate talking about it, man. Like, it was good. It was good. I never really openly talked about this to anybody, so it's like it got a lot off my chest too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, one thing before you go, one thing. I asked you about if you ever think that one day you'll want to stop doing this. What do you think will happen in a situation where if the two of you don't want to stop swinging at the same time? How do you think you would handle that?
Honestly, I'm not too sure. I think that's up for God to decide the future and what could happen with that. Something's going to happen either way. Right now, what I think could happen is we're both happy in our situation. If one of us gives up swinging, we're still going to understand because we have the same viewpoint on it. We still have that same level of trust, hopefully, at that moment. Mm-hmm. And we're still going to be able to conversate with each other about it. Okay. And as long as we can do those things, I think the relationships could still work out.
Do you think that you and your wife will be together forever, or till death do you part?
I don't think anybody or anything lasts forever. Okay. But you can make things last a long time.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Once again, man, I really appreciate you calling in. And thanks, because you gave us, you gave the listeners and me a lot of insight into how this goes. And so this is like a real time, real situation type of thing. So yeah, man, and thanks for.
I'm here right now. I'm about to go to the bar, man. So I'm about to get fucked up and find what I can.
All right, well, do your thing. Have fun. Be safe.
Thanks, man. It was good talking to you.
Good talking to you too, man. Peace. Good call. That was crazy right there. That was crazy. I ain't see that coming. You know what I mean? But he did it in detail. It was like he broke it down, and I mean he basically spit his truth. That's his truth. It is what it is. It might not be for me. It might not be for you. But this is a real life thing. Now I've known swingers, but all the swingers that I've known, I ain't gonna front. He is the happiest, most satisfied swinger I ever heard in my life. The rest of them, they be having problems, son. You know what I mean? It might start off one way, but that should be ending a whole nother way. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes will be swinging, and they want to see the chick that they've been swinging with. Next thing you know, he knock up the chick that he been swinging with. Now, remember, they were supposed to be having protected sex. Well, yeah. It was protected, all right. They must have made sure nobody couldn't get in the room. You know what I mean? They changed the locks or something. But, I've seen situations like that. His wife don't have no kids, and he knocked up the chick that he was swinging with. Hate when that happens. Yeah. But hey, you know, like look, what I don't eat, what I eat don't make you shit, and vice versa. But you know, getting back to this whole, and by the way, y'all, listen, if y'all want to call into the show, 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. 319-527-6199. As you can see, the number is pinned up there. So if y'all want to get in, if y'all want a piece of this, y'all can call in. But as we talk about this open relationship thing, you know, this open relationships can go a lot of different ways. They can go in a lot of different directions. It can cover ground that you never really thought about, because what might be open to some people might be cheating to other people. You know what I mean? When I asked my man on the line about, you know, is he okay with another man digging his wife out? I mean, it's a valid question. As a man to man, you know, most men, you know, they make you sick to your stomach. Like, oh, what? What? Well, you fuck who? Nah, we not doing that. So you know, when you get to the point of being able to stomach that for a person that's not involved in anything like that, it's going to seem to them like you must not really care for who you're dealing with, you know, because you kind of don't want nobody putting hands on your shit. You know, that's my chick. You know, put your hands. You know what I mean? You might not want to get hugged by certain people. You know what I mean? Don't be soiling my wife. You know, you give it a church hug. You know, you give it a church hug. You know what I'm saying? You know, arms, no chest. Definitely no genital area. You give it a church hug. Matter of fact, only hug in church. That's it. But I guess you have to reach a certain level of comfort, of trust, of maturity, of a whole lot of things that I might not have. Now, I'm not a jealous type dude, but I'll be goddamn if you gonna get up in my yams the same way that I do. No, you can't have my boo. And if you really think that I'm a surrender, you must be on some shit, because you can't get my tenderoni. Yo, she's the only one that I'm gonna be putting my bone in. It's like a steak. When I come by, y'all better get the fuck out of my way. Yeah, I better not see no shit. You know, the seat better not be leaned back in the ride. Listen, son. You know, shit like that. Like that. You know, but hey, open relationships, baby. That's what we talking about tonight. And swinging is a form of an open relationship. Like it or lump it, love it or hate it. It definitely is a form of an open relationship. It may not be totally open, but let me ask y'all this. Now, he was married. The man on the line was married. What if you're not married? Because there are swinging couples who aren't married, plenty of them. They just boyfriend and girlfriend, and they be swinging. You know, they're doing what they do. They doing what they do. It's funny, man, because you know how women always saying, and some hating ass fathers, you know, some hating ass dads out there. You know, you always got some dads throwing a monkey wrench in the game when his daughter's involved. You know, they say, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free, right? Why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free? And a lot of people, even if you just talking about moving in together, like before you get married, you move in with each other, feel each other out, see how if y'all can coexist in the same living space, you know, reduce the pressure of the bills. You know what I mean? Look, you pay this, that, and the third, and I'll pay this over here. And then, you know what I mean? Maybe I pay the lion's share, you pay the kitty cat share, whatever. But a lot of people say that if you move in before you get married, there's a good chance that you'll never get married. Right? I've heard it said plenty of times. Like, don't move in with somebody because then y'all already playing house. Then y'all ain't never gonna play house the right way. Now I know that it's not true because I've known people who moved in with each other and they still finalized the deal. They still went ahead and finished and took it where they wanted to take it. But imagine being an unmarried couple and y'all swinging. Like, what are you gaining if y'all already swinging? You're already in an environment, in a community where you can fuck other chicks. You gonna marry your wife? Now I'm asking the question because I can't speak for anybody else but myself. But what do y'all think? You know, if an unmarried couple moves in with each other, a lot of people say that you probably won't ever get married. Especially if y'all moving with each other and y'all have kids, y'all probably never gonna get married. Well, what about what about a situation where y'all already are having sex with other people, but y'all are unmarried, and you know, like, do you think that if a person was already in an open relationship or a swinging relationship, unmarried, do you think that they have a chance to be married later on? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I can't really say, but it's something that we probably have to think about. It's probably something that we have to look into. I mean, there's so many ways that you can look at this open relationship shit. And like I said, a lot of times the open relationship is really just it's only open on one side. You know what I mean? It's like you ain't open the whole bag of chips. You just, you know what I mean, open enough to, you know, it's like little, you ain't open up the whole bag. You just open it up this much. Can't even get the whole chip. You got to like take the chips off the chip. The chip off the block. It's the Daily Go Getimism Show, y'all. I am your host, Sun752, aka Omar with the rrr. And tonight we are talking about how open are open relationships. How open is it? How far are you able to go in an open relationship with the person that you ain't open with? Let me see. What up, T. Carey Wright? Morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. What's good? Anthony's in the house. What's that? Herman Bybit. What's good? Thanks for coming through. All right, we have another call on the line. So let's take the caller with the last numbers 2665. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. What's on your mind tonight? What's good?
What's up, son?
Feeling like a real man should, man. What's up with you?
That last call was some of the most degenerate shit I've ever heard in my life. And I don't want to beat the guy up because it sounds like he got married and was expecting this traditional relationship, and then his wife kind of blindsided him with the whole swinging thing, and just like, man, that I feel for him, but at the same time, it's like you got to have some balls, and you got to be able to tell her like, that shit's not okay. There might be something wrong with you. We'll get you some help and move forward. But yeah, that was some sad shit to listen to.
Was it hurting you, man? You all right?
It was rough because it's like, you know, I could care less about my marriage in the legal sense, my state certificate. The marriage that is important to me is the marriage that my wife and I obtained through our church in front of God, right?
Okay.
Like as far as legal marriage is concerned, with the government and everything, I don't give two shits about that.
Okay.
The way marriage should be, in my opinion, is a man and a woman before God saying, "Till death do us part," and meaning it, right? And along with that goes a lot of things. It goes, the wife submitting to her husband as the church submits unto the Lord, and the wife loving his or the husband loving his wife as God loves the church, right? And so there's no room for open relationship, for swinging, and anyone that has any kind of religious grounding in their marriage, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, I'm not. I can't argue with that. I just know that there are a lot of different flavors out here. So the flavor that you and your wife or you and your woman may choose may be different than the flavor that somebody else may choose. Now, of course, any man who is who loves his woman, who cares about cares about her, of course, listening to the last caller explain his situation, it sounds totally foreign to us. Like, yo, what is this shit? You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. But in today's society, just like yesterday, because look, freak shit has been going on since the beginning of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, at least he wasn't talking about him and his wife having threesomes and all kinds of crazy shit like that, because there are people out here who are into all of that kind of stuff. So when you're not into no extra, but somebody else is into extra, it's going to be hard for you to relate. Because I can't relate. I can hear and I can understand, but I can't relate because it's not something that I would want to do for myself. But what I thought was the most interesting thing, honestly, the most telling thing about what he was talking about is that when I asked him, did he have kids? And he said, no, he wouldn't want to bring kids into a situation where they was swinging. And I'm like,
exactly.
I'm like, to me, anything you do that you wouldn't want your kids to do,
100%.
That's probably what you shouldn't do. You know what I mean? Like, now, I mean,
the issue is, son, in today's society, we've made mainlining degeneracy like an okay thing. Like it's my opinion, we should bring back public shaming, where I can see someone doing something wrong and I can tell them, hey, you're fucking up. This is stupid. You're gonna regret this. Mm-hmm. It's like they're not allowed to do that in today's day and age.
Yeah. Listen, man, I wish I could say that it's because of the internet that people are into this shit, but no, I've known about this kind of swinging shit, open relationships since forever. But if you remember, like when he first came on the line, he would say he described his swinging with his wife. He described it as what did he say? Authorized cheating or something like that. And I was like,
controlled cheating.
Yeah. I'm thinking like, nah, it ain't cheating. Y'all know exactly what y'all doing. That ain't no cheat.
Right.
That's a verification. You know what I mean? That's authorized. But yeah, I just listen, man. You know, like I don't know. I don't think I could deal with a situation where I knew my wife was getting dug out by another man. That ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? Like
there's no way. There's no way. But I also think it goes a lot into how we've made so many things so so normal in today's society, like OnlyFans, right? It's become insanely popular.
Yeah.
And there's these girls that just otherwise would have been living normal lives, or women, I should say, that would have been living normal lives. But now that we've made OnlyFans this crazy popular thing, now they're online showing everything to anyone who wants to pay them $5 a month. And it's just all this degenerate bullshit that's going on in our society. And I wish more people would stand up and say like, hey, don't do this shit. You're going to regret it later on. It's doing nothing to better your life. Yeah, it's easy money, but as they say, money that comes easy leaves easy. And it's doing nothing to better our society. When you look at the fall of a lot of the great societies that this world has seen, the very end stages of these empires have been just debauchery, degeneracy, everything running rampant left and right. And I don't want to sound like a doomsday person, but it's like you look at the way that America is going these days, and you're just like, this is the same kind of shit that the Roman Empire saw before their fall.
I mean, you're right with all the homosexuality and shit you talking about.
Everything, all the transgender stuff, all of the pornography and the child sex trafficking and the increase in pedophilia. It's just with everything. It's crazy, and I just want more people to stand up and be like, why do we have to deal with this?
Let me ask you this, and I put this question in the chat. I want to see what you think about it. Yeah. You brought up the OnlyFans thing. If you're in a relationship and you have if you're in a relationship and let's say your girl has an OnlyFans, is she cheating? Is that cheating?
There would be no relationship if I found out my woman had an OnlyFans.
I know, but I'm saying, looking from afar, would you consider that to be cheating? You know, for somebody else.
I don't consider it the technical definition of cheating unless she's doing like boy-girl content on her OnlyFans. I don't consider it the technical definition of cheating, but I do consider it to be whorish activities.
Right. Okay. Now, the reason I asked that is because for me, part of the cheating thing is like, all right, if I love my woman, then I don't want men seeing certain parts of her body. They can see her arms, they can see her legs, her neck, her head, you know what I'm saying? Hands, feet, things like that. If she has on a bathing suit, you can see most of those things. But there's some things like he shouldn't be able to see the pussy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He shouldn't be able to see the pussy.
No, exactly. And it's just basically like I consider OnlyFans to be prostitution, basically.
It is
selling your body for the sexual gratification of others. And so yeah, no, unless there's actually like another person physically involved, I don't consider it cheating. But yeah, it's not okay behavior.
Yeah, it's definitely questionable. Okay, but check this out. How about if your woman is a stripper? Is that cheating?
Same thing. Unless she's like, well, I mean, at that point she's physically touching other men. I mean, but then this goes into the definition of like, okay, what really is cheating? Because a lot of women will say, that her partner, significant other, was engaged in emotional cheating with a woman, right? Like confiding in a woman. I've heard that term thrown around. So I mean, it can be considered differently to different people. But either way, it's prostitution.
Mm-hmm. Either way, right? I mean, I totally agree. But now I've known dudes who have been in relationships with strippers, and I hear a lot of men saying that they would like to have sex with these porn stars that are out here, and I'm thinking like, you good with that? You good with seeing how your woman fucks before you fuck her?
Yeah, that's
like
that's wild to me.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. And I can see like men who watch a lot of pornography fantasizing about wanting to sleep with the woman, wanting to have sex with the woman, but not necessarily wanting to be in a relationship with the woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man.
I think once a woman goes down the path of stripping or OnlyFans or pornography, that she's eliminated so much of her relationship value to the opposite sex. It's why you always hear about these porn stars that are committing suicide and ending their lives, right? Like once they finally get to the point where it's like, hey, I'm not getting as much work as I used to. Maybe I want to try and start a family. It's like, good fucking luck.
Yeah. Listen, man. Yeah. But listening to the caller, speak his truth, and thinking about people that I know who have gone with strippers, were involved in relationships, married to strippers, and has expressed desires to want to be with these porno stars. Man, people want whatever they see on that video screen, on that TV screen, that movie screen. They don't care. They get caught up in the feeling. They just want to they want to lick the ice cream. I'm like, yeah.
But I also think there's a lot of low value men out there that don't hold themselves in high enough regard to be able to tell these women like, yes, you're attractive. Yes, I would like to sleep with you, but I'm not going to because of your past behaviors and, because I find that repulsive. There's a lot of simps out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, the possibilities, the freak possibilities are endless out here, but when you draw the line, or at least define a line, if we talking about open relationships and stuff like that, the reason that I named it How Open is an Open Relationship, because there has to be some kind of parameters. There has to be some kind of borders. You know what I mean? You got to control it in some kind of way. It can't be totally open. Even if nothing is all the way open, not even 7-Eleven. But, like, I'm wondering where do the I don't want to say borders, but what's the word that we always looking for? They say boundaries. Where are the boundaries?
The boundary, yeah.
Yeah. Where are the boundaries?
Well, let me tell you this. This is how close my relationship is with my wife, right? If I'm at let's just say I'm at work, right? And everyone wants to go to lunch, and there's going to be men there, there's going to be women there, and say that, there's something wrong with my car. I don't have a vehicle. One of my female coworkers offers to give me a ride to the restaurant. Mm-hmm. I won't do it.
Okay.
And it's not because I don't trust her. It's not because I don't trust myself. It's that I won't put myself in that situation for anyone to think anything, or for there to be any kind of suspicion, or for anything to be misconstrued or relayed inappropriately. But that's just me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. I do believe that self-control is necessary in all relationships, but if you have problems exercising self-control for just you, how can you ever be sure that somebody else is exercising self-control? And they might have a different brand of self-control than you. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
their self-control might not be resisting other people's advances. Their self-control might be like, don't let her, make you come quick or some shit like that. So
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, hold on a second. We have another call on the line. Let's see what the other caller has to say. All right, caller with the last numbers 7377. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. What's on your mind tonight? Thank you for holding.
What's up, Schooly School? What time is it? Yo, it's your boy Jay. What's up, man?
Oh shit, my man's in there. What's going on, my dude?
This is a quick call.
That's what's up.
At 3:30 in the morning. So, all right, real quick. We're gonna say this happened to a friend. Let's say it's a friend. Many years ago, this friend was disillusioned with women. And he may have started a relationship with an adult film actress. Now, when I say a relationship, let's be specific. It wasn't committing. It wasn't, we're going to get married, any of that shit. But I'm just going to say this real quick. If you have, as you pointed out earlier, we all have been conditioned to have certain values, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, depending on who you are, where you are, whatever, you've been conditioned to have certain values. If you ever want a clarification of your values, fuck with a porn star for a while. It will clear things up real fast. Real fast. And
I can believe that. Mm-hmm.
You will certainly understand how different you are. I don't care how fucking freaky you think you are, how much you think, yeah, I'm down with that shit. Trust me on this. It will clear things up fast. And I pretty much agree with everything the caller you just had just said. But years ago, my friend would not have, he would be like, that's some conservative bullshit. He's right. Pretty much everything he said.
Listen,
and
everybody. Go ahead.
In this case, this was somebody who wanted to take things to a serious, committed level, and was like, I'm even willing to stop doing scenes with men. I still want to do porn, but I'll just do it with women, blah, blah, blah. And at that moment, I'm like, there's no way in hell I can do this. And she was cool for you, brother. As a person. Yeah, man, yeah. And just as a person, she was cool. She's very intelligent. I mean, she's in a foreign country now. She has her own talk show and shit. I mean, this is before OnlyFans. This is before social media. But her values and my values, this is the least judgmental thing I can say. Her values and my values were worlds apart. And even though I had this temporary lapse in judgment, when it came down to her confronting me or wanting to do something that was serious, there was just no way in hell. No way in hell. Because what I realized was there's nothing more important in the long run. Like looks will fade, right? Mm-hmm. You go through ups and downs. Right. You have money, you lose money. Different things come and go. But values, that's sort of the glue between two people. So if you have two porn stars, it probably works. But a normal person and somebody that you have literally seen do like gangbang specials, it's not going to work.
Yeah, man.
It's not going to work.
Yeah.
So just thinking about this, you said like people who have fantasized about strippers or who marry strippers, and people fantasize about, porn stars. Yeah, it's not what people think in that industry. To the last caller's point about sort of bacchanal Roman disaster we're living in now.
Yeah.
That industry is much dirtier than it looks from the outside.
There's a lot of mental illness in that industry too.
There's tons of mental illness.
And mad abuse. Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
How you think how did they get there? You know what I mean?
You don't meet anybody, let me say this, you don't meet anybody who you get to talk to long enough, any girls, I'm not talking about guys, who doesn't have some sort of horrible story in their past.
Yep.
Which usually relates to why they're hypersexualized.
Right.
You know, because that tends to go either way, right? Somebody has sexual abuse, especially as a child, they'll either become almost puritanical or they become hypersexualized. That's
right.
pretty well established in psychology.
Yeah.
And you see that throughout. It's wild, man. It's wild. So I just had to come in and, you know, give you a couple of 2 cents. It's been a minute since we seen each other. We have a lot to catch up.
With you ain't never lied, dude. You know what I mean? But you always been full of surprises. Appreciate you.
Yeah. You know me.
No doubt.
Good shit, Jay.
Yeah,
all right.
Man.
Have a good one, man. Well, there you have it. Straight from the horse's mouth. This shit.
Yep.
I mean, where's the lie? There's no lies. No lies told. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens. You know, there's a big difference between with the visual meets the physical, and then when the visual meets the physical, and then the physical is trying to cross over to the emotional. It's not as easy as it look. You know what I mean? You know, when it's all fun and games, it's cool, but it's like I can't take her to this board meeting. She
trying to link up a value system between someone that's on that level and your average everyday person. It's never going to happen. There's never going to be any kind of meaningful connection there, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. So many different things happen to so many people. You just know, you never know who you may run into or who you may already know that may already be into this kind of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's so many people that keep their cards close to their vest. You don't know what motherfuckers have been through out here. Yep. It's a whole dark ass world out here, and you don't know until somebody turns on a light and reveals themselves. You're like, oh, what the hell? I ain't know. There's bodies laying all around here. You know what I mean? Who knew?
That's true. Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, a porn star, a stripper, all that kind of shit. It's going to test you. It's going to test you because, I mean, if you really, really like somebody, if you love somebody, you're not trying to have nobody, you know, you're not trying to have nobody else having them like that. But that's what I say. And then we have somebody like the first caller, and he like, nah, this is, and remember, his wife introduced that to him. He wasn't doing that shit. She was, you know, that'd be like, I don't know. For me, that'd be like my wife telling me, yo, your dick is all right, but you know what I'm saying? I need another dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need another dick. You know what I'm saying? That shit is an ego blow like crazy. Like, what? Like
one of my buddies was telling me a story one time. He was with his girlfriend and he asked her, like, hey, you know, so am I like adequate? And she said she told him that he had what she referred to as boyfriend dick. And he's like, oh, I don't understand. She's like, oh, it's like a dick that you can like take whenever, you know, you're not going to be sore afterwards.
Wow.
You know, it's that kind of thing. And he got like upset, and then he was telling me the story, and I'm like, that's not only disrespectful, but that tells me a lot about her and some of her past experiences. And I was like, if that was me, 304, see you later.
Woo! Yeah, boyfriend dick. Damn.
That's wild, right?
Yo!
To say that shit out loud, even if you think it, right? Why? What would cause you to say that out loud?
That is a death blow. Because I don't know no man that could withstand that. You know what I mean? Like that is a total diss. Even if she said it in a even tone. Yo, that is a diss. You know what I'm saying? That shit, ooh. That's a silent killer right there. That's a silent killer.
I did have a kid that I went to high school with, and I didn't find out until later, but his parents were actually swingers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason I knew this was because his father worked with my mother, and apparently at some point something had been said, like inviting my mom and dad to some kind of party, and she had heard from people at work like, oh, if you get invited, don't go, right? And so I found out about all this like way later on, and I saw him not too long ago, and I was talking to him, and he was talking about how he lost his job because he's dealing with like mental illness things, alcohol addiction, and all this stuff. And I was like, man, I wonder if because of like his parents' lifestyle and that shit, if it caused him to kind of go down that path.
Yeah. The emotional toll that an alternative lifestyle can take on a child is devastating. We often think that because children don't see shit, that they don't know what's going on, or we think that because they're young, they won't remember. But we discount the power of energy. You know what I'm saying? We discount the power of energy. It's just like an unhappy married couple raising children, and you know that they don't really like each other. You know, all right, sort of like it would be like Al and Peg Bundy. You know what I mean? Like it's perfect for TV, but if that was real life, like that ain't no good look. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no.
That ain't no good look. And I always thought Peg was cute, but Al didn't think so. You know what I'm saying?
No, Peg was smoking.
I thought so. I was like, yo, I don't know what's going on with this boy. You know what I'm saying? He got to take his hand out of his pants in front of the TV or something, but I don't know. But
Peg was the original like TV MILF.
Right? Yo, exactly. Exactly. With the red bouffant. So I don't, it goes the way it goes. But yeah, but imagine that couple in real life and how much darker it would be, and they're raising kids and thinking that their kids are going to be all right simply for the fact that they're being raised in a 2-parent family. But so now you getting toxicity times 2 instead of the 1.
That's exactly right, and I've seen that in my personal life. Just people that are so miserable with each other that it just kind of bleeds into all the other areas of their life, and it's a really, really shitty place to be in.
It is. It's not a good look. And I mean, we have a number one obligation to protect our kids against all this old crazy shit that's going on out here. You know, I've known plenty of I've known plenty of strippers who strip at night, leave their kids with their grandmother or whoever at night, strip all night, whatever, strip, fuck, suck, and whatever they got to do all night, come home, get the kids together, go to school. while they go to they nursing, a certified nursing assistant job, you know, because shit is yo man, shit is crazy out here. But I always thought it was important not to do anything professionally that you wouldn't want your kids to do. Now, personally, you're going to do whatever you do, but professionally, you can best believe if you do it for money, somewhere along the line, your kids going to do it for money, even if they never saw you do it for money. They going to find a way to do it.
So true.
Yeah. I've seen it. I've seen it time after time. You a stripper, you got daughters, they going to be strippers. They may have never saw you do it, but somehow it's just like a Labrador retriever. You think his puppy's not going to know to go get the stick? They will.
And it's almost like it's a lifestyle and a culture and the way the mom acts and everything. Even though she thinks that she's not doing anything, she's like subliminally feeding that message and that energy into her children.
That's true. That's 100% true. And she don't know no better. You know what I mean? So many chicks out here have been abused. Some of them know that they've been abused, and some of them don't even really know. They just think that's the way the game go. You know what I mean? All kinds of crazy shit.
Normal. Yep.
Yeah. But when you start talking about, when you start, you know, delving into, you know, pornography and any type of sex industry shit, you're talking about abuse across the board. You know, we don't always talk about abuse when it comes to men, but when you go into the sex industry, you're going to see a whole lot of that shit. You know what I mean? It ain't as sweet as people think it is. Like, oh yeah, I will fuck in front of the camera. Yeah, you think it's easy to fuck in front of a camera until there's more than just you and your girl in the room. Like, yeah, you can set up your phone. You know what I mean? All that shit is cool. But when other people, when you obligated to have a hard dick, it ain't that easy to have one. You know what I mean? Like, no, we'll have all day. You like, you know, that shit is different. It's different as hell. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh yeah, no, and I've heard stories of like, there was a documentary, I forget the name of it, but it was interviewing a bunch of women that used to be in the sex industry, and they were talking about they'd get in the middle of a scene and it was something that they had never discussed before, and it was just forced upon them, right? So you got your sexual abuse, you got your physical abuse, and then oftentimes they're being fed drugs and alcohol, and
all the time
substance abuse in there, and it's just it's terrible, and I wish that versus it being stigmatized and vilified, I wish it was stigmatized and vilified versus being like, oh, go be a boss bitch, queen, you know, like that. Nah, that's not cool, and that's setting up this newest generation who's seeing all of this for nothing but failure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, there's a lot going on out here. So, you know, swinging back to the whole open relationships thing. If a relationship is only open on one side, and which means that only one person is being satisfied in the relationship, and sometimes you might have to even question if the person that's in so-called enjoying the open side of the relationship, are they really enjoying it? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, because you don't really know unless you can get into that person's head. They might be fighting off some demons that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody tells you their motivation for why they do what they do. But when you find out why a person does what they does, sometimes you wish you never found out. Like, yo, this different. You know what I mean? Like this is a lot different than what than what it looks like on the surface. It's sort of like you know how you saw what a shrimp looked like, a whole shrimp, a live shrimp. You're like, what the fuck is that?
We on your plate all curled up and shit.
Yeah, like this is a what? You're like, it might.
First time you see that, exactly. No, but I think when there's open relationships and there's just one of the partners in the open relationship that's actually engaging in the quote unquote benefits of having an open relationship, I think I honestly think that the majority of the time when that happens, if the other partner that's not engaging is too afraid of the relationship ending if they were to say no.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah. Yeah. When you are in a position where you would almost do anything in order to it's really not a selfish thing. You know, you're trying to find a way to be able to get what you want, and not necessarily just for yourself. You're in search of a happy situation. You want both people to be happy. So you may consider yourself to be letting the other person have what they want in hopes that they will be happy enough with that situation to make you happy one day with what you want. And what you might want is just them exclusively. And you ain't never going to get that. And you don't even know. You don't even know it. You know, you're trying to convince yourself that you're going to be okay with it.
I've only ever known of one couple that was in like a true open relationship where both of them, I didn't really know them. It was one of my wife's old friends and her husband. Mm-hmm. They opened up their relationship, and that lasted for about a year until the wife fell in love with one of the men that she was seeing on the side, building another relationship with. Mm-hmm. And then that whole marriage fell apart, and now, you know, they had kids. The kids are split between houses, and it's just like, why would you even want to I mean, divorce rates are high enough as they are. Mm-hmm. In the world today. Why would you want to like put yourself at a bigger disadvantage? Unless you're really not, you know, interested in staying married to your wife and you're almost hoping that she finds someone else to break the marriage off. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, man, you know, whenever I hear that phrase, that sentence or whatever, happy wife, happy life, I'm like, man, you out of your fucking mind, dog. You know what I'm saying?
There's no way.
Yeah, that ain't. You gotta seek out something better than that. All parties involved should be happy, not just one or two. You know what I'm saying? All parties involved should be able to get a little piece of the pie. But hey, nobody who's getting what they want is going to complain. You know what I mean? I ain't never get more change.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, I ain't never go to the store and buy something and get back more change than I was supposed to get and said shit about it. I'm like, oh okay, this is the way it's supposed to be. I gave him a 20, he gave me back a 50. What do I know? Yeah. The new math, goddamn.
The common core. No, that whole happy wife, happy life thing absolutely drives me crazy.
Yeah,
because
it's crazy.
Like I work my ass off, and I have a business, I have a job, a separate job other than my business. I normally work probably 16-hour days. So my wife can stay at home and raise our children and homeschool them and all of that. And so she's completely on board with the fact that I'm the head of the household. When I say something's going to be done, if she disagrees with me, we can have a conversation about it. And sometimes I change my mind, sometimes I don't. But ultimately, when I make the final decision, that's the way it's going to be. She's a very religious woman, just like myself. And so we try to model our marriage and our relationship based off of the tenets of the Bible. And just the other day, it was so funny. One of her friends had a baby recently, and her husband bought her an SUV and called it a push present. Right? I don't know if have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't heard of that.
A push present when a husband buys the wife a gift for pushing the baby out, right?
Oh, okay.
And,
maybe I have heard of it. Yeah.
And so she's like, yeah, this was my push present, and my wife, she gave me the eye, like not to say anything, and I just told her, like, well, that's pretty retarded. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, why did your husband buy you a gift for doing what you were supposed to do when you get pregnant, right?
Mm-hmm.
My like when I go to work and I do my job, I get my paycheck. That's agreed upon, right? That's what I'm supposed to get. It's not like if I go to work and do a stellar job that they're going to be like, hey, here's an extra $1,000 for you. No, that doesn't happen.
Sure don't.
And she's like, you mean to tell me you've never gotten her a push present? I said, no, but also I don't have to wait for her to give birth to buy her what she wants or what she needs.
That's true.
Because guess what? I could have waited to buy her the bigger SUV when we found out we were going to have another kid until after the kid was born. But it's like, hey, kid's coming. Let's go find what you want and let's go buy that for you. I said, you know what her present was? The new baby that she was holding in her arms after she gave birth. That was her push present.
Yeah.
When she's gonna have a child, and it's not like I'm trying to be callous or anything, but it's like it's silly to do these kind of things when if you take a step back and you're like, okay, I'm going to buy this woman a present because she pushed out a baby. Yes, that's a huge thing. I'm not trying to minimize that. It's a miracle what women are able to do with their body in creating our children. And I know it's a lot to go through and all of that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like, well, wait a second. I was also part of creating that child.
Facts.
I work my ass off every day to provide everything for that child, for that child's mother. And I'm not going to get any present for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you didn't get like a sperm present or
My present was, number one, I got to have sex with my wife, so that's always a plus. Number two was I got another beautiful, healthy child, and that's all that I wanted.
Yeah. Like, yo, one of them billions of sperm, they did it. It's a swim present.
That's exactly it.
You know what I mean? He made it. The Olympic. he made it. That last lap. He was the only one. But So there are a lot of influences that will have you, accepting things that you wouldn't ordinarily accept out here. And I can blame part of that on the internet because you're getting a whole lot of different looks than you probably would have ever have gotten had the internet not, been in effect. So
right.
So it doesn't mean that the internet is a totally bad thing because it has a lot of good qualities in it. But when we get to this point, you see that certain shit starts to break down. Like this is a little fucked up, maybe a lot. This is.
I know. There's just the proliferation of pornography alone. Like there's so many there's so many men out there that are addicted to pornography, and there's been so many studies done on the impact of pornography on the brain, right? And especially on the brain before it's fully developed, which happens at 25 years old. Kids are starting to get addicted to porn at 16, 17, 18 years old, and there's been a lot of studies done that are showing like earlier and earlier cases of erectile dysfunction, earlier cases of disassociation with their own sexuality, with the sexuality of the opposite sex.
Facts.
Just because like you can go online and you can see pretty much anything you want that's a sexual act, you can see it in under 5 minutes.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. It's crazy as shit. If it wasn't for internet porn, it would at least take you to like 20 or 21 to become a porn addict. But this shit, yeah, you might be 12. You might be a porn addict by the time you a freshman in high school. Like too late. If I can't bust on your face, I don't want it. Yeah, this shit's crazy. You know what I mean? Like this is crazy. All right, hold on, man. We gonna take this last caller. We gotta get ready to get on up out of here. All right, caller with the last numbers 4662. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind tonight? Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show.
I just wanted to call and say I can't stand you fucking niggers with your stupid fucking blouse.
Oh,
okay.
Another goddamn Popeyes tonight, you fucking niggers.
Here we go.
You know, we didn't have any trolls tonight. So he kind of, you know, he should get a push present.
I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling. I'm just telling the truth, brother.
Yeah, no, you should get a push present. You know what I mean? And tell you what, I'll get you a push present, but you got to open your legs and show your pussy. That's what you need to do.
But I'm not opening my legs for another man. What are you, a faggot?
No, but you're a girl. You're a girl. Because you got to be, you have to have a, listen, you heard 3 men on the line tonight. 3 men talking cordially to each other, exchanging information, and conveying that communicatively to other people who were watching. And you with your little LGBTQ ass, you decided, hey,
90 seconds.
Let me get my little girl ass in the middle of men's conversation and break them up. You know, so not only are you childish, but you were jealous. You were jealous that men were on the line, having, you know, exchanging information and doing testosterone shit. So you brought your little estrogen having ass up in here, and now look at you.
60 seconds.
I'm starting to think you're gay.
You can totally hear it in his voice.
You know, what kind of voice is that?
On some hormone replacement therapy.
Right?
Sure.
This motherfucker is growing titties.
You are on a hormones, and it is so evident.
Dude.
I'm not.
Look at you all tongue tied and shit. What did I hear a real girl? What
this dude is trying to become a chick so bad.
Yo,
he's probably got an Adam's apple, and he's planning his bottom surgery, just waiting for the day when he can get in to get his implant.
One day,
waiting for Kamala to give all those.
One day,
free transgender
voice.
Yo, one day,
voice, a little soy boy.
One day he's gonna have big titties and small arms. That motherfucker's gonna be a model. You know what I mean? He got a future.
Just wait for it, baby. Just wait.
He has a future.
He's on the path to the 47% suicide rate.
Yo, that motherfucker is transitioning. You know what I'm saying? He probably got a BBL. This is some shit. Like just when you
that's either hormone replacement or it is extremely low testosterone.
He sounds like,
That is one of the most effeminate sounding men I've ever heard.
yo, he sounds like, his voice sounds like a cross between Pee Wee Herman and Q-Tip from Tribe Called Quest. What the fuck is this motherfucker? What?
Or like it's like a 70-year-old woman that's trying to sound attractive.
Yo, I got 5 letters. BITCH. Get the fuck out of here. You gotta go. Let me get this motherfucker out of here. You know what I mean? He said enough. He said enough. Get the fuck out of here. We're not doing that shit. Listen, man, I want to thank you for calling in. We got to get on up out of here. It's 4 o'clock in the morning on my end. But listen, I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate the insight. Appreciate the conversation. Please do not ever hesitate to call in again. You know we on every night. Let's get it popping.
Likewise, brother. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
All right, man. Take care. Good night.
All right, bye.
All right. Good shit right there. Good shit right there. Yeah, Q-Tip. No, I mean Pee-wee Q-Tip. Q-Tip. No, Pee-wee Tip. That's Pee-wee Tip. He called in. Like, we didn't have no trolls tonight. He was like, nah, fuck that. Y'all not just going to have no productive conversation, you know, talking about relevant shit. No. He had to insert the city of Babel in that shit. You know, the city of Babel, the story in the book of Genesis in the Bible, you know, where they had to God had to break up the languages, because if they had all spoken the same language, their power would have been too great. So he had to diminish it. That was him. He was like, yo, they're doing too much. They're relaying too much information. They're being too productive. Let me get in here and do some bitch shit. Well. Too late. Let's do these birthday shout outs and get out of here. Oh, before that though, my man, my people, I want to give a shout out to Acid X Touch. Acid X Touch, I want to thank you for that super chat, man. Hold on. Let me give you a little something, get the drummer some. Let me give you a little something, get the drummer some. I said... Appreciate you, my G. Appreciate you, mucho. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming through, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, be down with the crew. Be down with the crew that will be down with you. Let's do these birthday shout-outs. We have some birthday shout-outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious October 3rd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special, because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number 1 out the box, my girl Quanda Smith. Go get her, Quanda Smith. Happy birthday. And also Tim Duncan. Not the, Tim Duncan from the Spurs, but Tim Duncan on my friends list. And also Katrina Stanley. Happy birthday to you, Brooklyn's finest. And also Vanika Ross. Happy birthday to you. And Robin Robinson. Happy birthday to you, Martin. Edlowit Getachew. Happy birthday to you. And Key Mitchell. Happy birthday to you. And Natasha Dye. And I've known her since like 1983, something like that. Happy birthday to you, Ma. And also Pebbles Tyndall. Happy birthday to you. And Susan Williams Boyd over there in Frankfurt doing the damn thing. Happy birthday. And my older cuz, Lois McIntyre Vines, happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious October 3rd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, the rock out. Rock on it, do the damn, rock out. Rock on it, do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, hey, yo, they say that the relationship starts with the O, the P-E-N. Yeah, are they more than a friend? I can't really tell, but I'm going to say it's swell. If that works for you, what you eat don't make me shit, and I can't really have a big opinion of it, and I can't stop nobody from doing what they do. So I'm going to sit back and look. I'm looking at you. I don't know what is going on, but from my viewpoint, that shit is some other type of shit. I smoked a joint and just felt like I was tripping like hell. Somebody must have slipped me some dust because I can't see it for us. It ain't never going to happen, not for me and not for mine. But yo, go ahead and get your shine. And I ain't mad at nobody for doing what they do. But shit, ooh, that shit is kind of crazy, not for us. That shit is kind of on some other shit. It has rust, but it's not because it's old, because they put water on the metal and it broke it down and it won't settle. So I'm going to put it like this, yo. I said the God is up in here, and I'm not talking about the one that appears in the flesh of man, but I stand on some other shit. It's a whole lot of different flavors. You don't never know what's going on with your neighbors. They might be on some a little bit of that and a little bit of this, and they smoke a little crack and they sell a little weed, they sniff a little coke, and they do some other kind of freaky shit. It ain't no joke, and it might not be for you, and it might not be for me, but it's for somebody else, and that we can't even see. And sometimes when they come into your vision, you see the mission is on some other type of shit. They put their pole in and start that fishing. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night with another Daily Go-Getimism show. So make sure you come through. Make sure you hit us up. Make sure you participate. And yo, you know what's up. All right, so Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Yeah. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. All right, I can take my uniform off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm good. You know, I can loosen up a little bit. Let me take your uniform off of y'all. Thanks for rocking out, y'all. Appreciate it mucho. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. Take your ass to bed, get some rest. You know we got to go to work tomorrow. Or you know you got to get up and hustle tomorrow. Or you know you got to do something tomorrow. Peace. So boy, build and destroy. What? I see you. Let me see here. Boom.